You know y'all don't want to see me dance, so I'm gonna stop. What's going on, people? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are GrownAGeeks, and tonight we are going to be talking about trailers. I will have some other people joining me here in just a little bit. It was a weird day, and life was lifing, so the schedule was a little off. I apologize, but we're going to get to talking about trailers, all the new upcoming shows and things like that. It'll be a lot of fun. And I went on a trailer binge and had to get all the stuff watched. And, Jeff had a nice little list for me and I went through. And of course, once you start watching trailers, the algorithm knows that you want to watch trailers. So then it starts showing me other trailers. And hey, we got Jeff here joining me. My man, Jeffrey JPNT17. What's going on, Jeff?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm chilling, man, chilling. And so I was just saying, like, I got to watching all the trailers. I wanted to, kind of be prepared, have everything fresh in my mind. So as I was watching the trailers, then it started showing me more trailers. And it was like, hey, maybe you like this trailer. Maybe you like this trailer. And I have to say, I'm a little disappointed sometimes, man, because everybody is just so bad about making all of these fake trailers and people go out of their way to make these very random. They put effort into them. Let me say that they do put effort into them, but it's like I really be trying to watch stuff, and somebody that took the time to make a trailer for something that's never coming out because it doesn't exist, and yet the way they showed it, now I'm thinking that's a thing. It's just frustrating.
Yeah. Only official trailers for me.
Yeah. I have to. I will say sometimes I will refer to the known properties. We're not gonna give them free shout out and press, but the known websites you can go to, the places that do the coverage and they're known for the coverage. Okay, I will go there and I'll see what they have to say, because a lot of times they'll put those trailers up, and so that's a good one you can trust. Something like, and I'll throw this one out there, something like an IGN. You know what I'm saying? Like IGN's gonna have the official trailer. They're not gonna generally. I don't think I've ever seen a reposted trailer from them. But it's also like they know sometimes that people are like really looking for certain things, and the people who get out there, just like, I don't know. Yeah. I wish I had the time to just like, the moment I hear something, start working on the bootleg version of it to get the engagement and the clicks. It just blows my mind that people do that.
Well, yeah, and it's like that you'll do that versus like actually just spending some time and coming up with your own thing. That would probably be like 35 times better.
Because like with the skill level that goes into some of these, it would be, I don't think it's like might be 30. I'm certain it would be so much better. And so it's,
to each their own.
Right. But we're going to talk about some of the trailers that I got a chance to watch, and I made it a point to go through and check them all out, and man, I'm excited all over for some of these things. Like, in the back of my mind, I'm excited for all the good stuff that's coming, but after I watched some of these trailers again, I was newly excited for it. Yeah. So that makes me happy. We will just kind of go down the list the way I have it posted, and we'll start there. Let's start with Lanterns, HBO Max. I have to say, Lanterns is going to get a good look just because it comes right after Wonder Man. And given how much I enjoyed Wonder Man, where I normally would have been like, man, I ain't see no powers, I ain't see no ring, I ain't see no green light. That would have been something that immediately would have taken me out of the trailer. But having just watched Wonder Man, I'm fully aware that, okay, maybe you could do something without that. And hey, we've got someone else joining us tonight. Coming to the stage, Miss Teresa. What's going on, Teresa? How you doing tonight?
I'm hanging in there.
All right. This is one of these. Let me see if I can get a better box for us, because it's like I got to reposition myself to be in the frame now. Let me see. We have something that
I can't tell where it is.
Look, I'm gonna go. Yeah, we'll get it. It's there. It is. We got it. It. So now Jeff has the QR code. We'll keep it simple. But yeah, looking at this Lanterns trailer, like, we got a chance to see the ring, we got a chance to see the costume. It's not light up CGI Ryan Reynolds costume. It looks like it's an actual suit that they would have to put on, which is like, even in my comic mind, I'm like, nah, you need to be able to like construct the suit with the ring. That part still needs to be a thing. So I'm not sure how I feel about that part. But it really looks like it's going to be on some, like, just like they say, it's going to be on some True Detective, who done it, murder mystery. Even if this wasn't Lanterns, I would be curious as to what this story is just based on the trailer that I saw.
Yeah.
And that bodes very well for this show. So I think that will be a positive. You look like you have thoughts.
I do. I mean, I think, when what's his name? Mufasa. When he got cast, Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa. When he got cast, I understood it, because we had that conversation when we reviewed Rebel Ridge, and we was kind of like, this is clearly his Jon Stewart audition tape.
Right.
And he knocked it out of the park with that. And I definitely feel like, even though he light skinned, I don't have no issues with him with what I feel like he'll be able to bring to the role dramatically. Sure. This trailer was interesting to me because of a few different things. One, it definitely felt like it was pulling from a little bit of the like Green Lantern, Green Arrow road trip run. But that kind of works because Green Arrow is Green Lantern's like equal in a way. Like he's the other side of the coin, like ideologically. Right. So Hal Jordan being kind of like the stiff stick in the mud works there, because Oliver Queen is like, yo, you got to open your eyes, my brother, like see what's going on in the world. I'm always wary when it's like a black man in small town America and it's just him. And then, some of the I'm really curious as to like what the tone of the show is going to be. It definitely is kind of one of those like, this is the passing of the torch, but it feel like Hal don't want to pass the torch. And I'm going to be curious to see just what the metric is for him to receive the ring. Like for Hal to think that Jon Stewart is worthy. And I'm curious to see just how much like race will play a role in that. Because I think if you know the Hal Jordan character, he's not racist, but he's like, I'm just by the book. And so if I'm by the book, then everything will be fair. And it's like, that's how it should work, but that's not exactly like the reality of things. So, and one of the things that I always liked about Jon Stewart was just like when he was on Earth, a lot of times you would see him like in his community. And so I'm just curious to see if any of that will show up, how much of that will show up. I too was a little bit iffy on like the no glowing, like when he flies away, but he's just like him and not like glowing at all. I'm kind of just like, huh, that's an interesting choice. But it's also like I get that this is the James Gunn world. Maybe people don't glow. And if they don't glow, I just got to accept that. But I will be interested to see visually how the Green Lantern's powers being utilized is represented.
Yeah. Now to that point, and Teresa, I'm gonna let you hop in here in just a second. I got some questions and want to get your opinions on it because I know got Mr. Aaron Pierre. You little head about what I said. I got Mr. Aaron Pierre. But going back, you mentioned this is James Gunn's world, and yes, Guy Gardner actually had to wear a costume Justice Gang, and even his costume wasn't manifested from the ring. So that lends the I air quote when I say the reality, because I don't want it to be so grounded. I want it to be somewhat fantastical because this is Green Lanterns, and Green
Right.
Lanterns be flying around in space. There's aliens, and it's like I need some aspect of it to be fantastical. And since we've already seen Guy Gardner, we've seen what a lantern looks like. I need to see how that's going to translate into this kind of story. But I was getting some, and not to put these characters on the same level, but just the vibe I was getting was Denzel Ethan Hunt training day kind of thing, where it's like, you the rookie, I'm the veteran, you come ride with me and let me show you how it goes down. And he turns right around and drives the car off a cliff. So I'm, you know, okay, prove yourself. Show me you're ready. And that's what I'm getting with that. Teresa, did you get a chance? You check out the Green Lanterns trailer?
I did. I just finished it.
Okay. So
Did you see?
your opinion on
Did you see my chat?
I do, and I just put one up, but I will send you a direct link.
Okay, thank you. Well, of course, I can't speak to it being comic accurate or anything like that, but like I said, I just watched the trailer, and I mean, it looks good. I'm intrigued. I'm actually looking forward to it, and I don't say that a lot about DC stuff,
Hmm.
but it looked. It looks good, even though there was no rings, no glowing stuff. It just looks like a good story.
Right.
And good acting. And I'm Aaron Pierre is all right. I'm not a big stan or anything. But I was glad that he got the role. And from this trailer, it looks like he was doing a pretty good job. So I'm intrigued. I'm ready to see it.
And
I like the fact that it doesn't look really like, glowy, green, cartoony. And then just at the end of the trailer, dude just kind of takes off flying.
Right. And I will agree. Like I said, initially, I think just a couple of months ago, couple of weeks ago, really. Like I said, if it had not been the fact that I just finished Wonder Man, and it's like it's really locked in my head now that you can have a fantastic superhero story and it be a superhero story, and you don't have to have all the you just enough to remind you it's there. And even the trailer gave us just enough to remind us it's there. And I can honestly look at it and say, you know what? This could, yeah. Okay. And I'm feeling the same way. Like I said, I would have expected more green light, but
Yeah.
I do think it probably leans more into the story and we don't have a lot. I mean, the trailer didn't give us too much to go on, but obviously, like something big blew up because half the sign was gone. There was a lot of shell cases on the ground, so somebody's getting murked,
Right.
and you have two people who normally operate in space are on Earth investigating. So don't be fooled into thinking this is just some regular stuff happening. It's still going to be some galaxy stuff taking place, just in context. I don't think we're going to get tricked in. This isn't going to be like Joker, where they just use the title. We've seen The Ring. We saw Hal Jordan flying. We saw a cost. Like, this is.
I mean, he even mentions it. He even mentions it when he talks about like the other ones, and he's like, one of them's a squirrel. Like most of them are aliens.
Right. So it's like these are definitely lanterns. Getting.
What I'm gonna say this. I like how Aaron Pierre was talking to him. Like I like that. Like, hey man, you washed up, and obviously Hal Jordan's gonna be on his like, oh yeah, you think you can rumble, you can stomp with the big dogs, but it's like Aaron Pierre's like, yes, I can, and I think so many times when you see movies like this where it's like the passing of the torch, it is you must humble yourself, but that's not really like how the Green Lantern powers work. It is about like strength of will. It is about self-belief. And the more of that you have, the more ready you actually are to will the power of the ring. So I will just say, like, I do like that aspect of it. I don't think I would be into it if it was just like, come on, man, I'm ready. Trust me, believe in me. It's just like, he's like, you're old, you're slow, you ain't got it, man. And it's time to step to the side. And James Gunn always got some deeper meanings when it comes to his messaging. And I am curious because I feel like there's just like a lot of that kind of going on in the world where it's just like a lot of like old rich people pulling all the strings and just messing everything up in a way where it's just like, you're not even going to be here to have to deal with some of this stuff. But I think I'm going to find that in that relationship and the way that they communicate and talk to each other. I think I'm going to find that fascinating, and I'm going to give James Gunn a big hand clap of praise if he has the balls to just keep that energy and like if we get to episode like 7 and Aaron Pierre's like, you were right, teach me the ways, I'm gonna be like, all right, James Gunn, you lost me. But I just like the energy. It's like clearly like one guy has been doing this for a while, the other guy is ready to jump off the porch, and one guy is just like, you have to pry this power out of my cold dead hands.
Right.
And we'll see what happens from there.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I think this is going to make for a really, really good series. Mm-hmm. And I think it's probably better that it is a series and not a movie where we got to like squeeze it all in.
Mm-hmm.
Having a little bit of time. Now I am curious. I got to look up and see what the release schedule is going to be. But HBO, they're probably
definitely weekly.
There. Yeah. I was about to say they'll probably commit to weekly.
Yeah, HBO don't ever drop all at once.
Right.
They don't play that.
Yeah. You gonna keep this subscription 2 months at least.
Exactly. They're serious about their.
We're HBO. We don't make trash. We'll take that over to the mouse.
Let's see. So next movie up, Scary Movie 6. Teresa, we want to go ahead and get you out the way. This foolishness, you're not gonna watch it.
Foolishness.
Foolishness
Okay.
6.
You took the word right out of my
I
mouth.
already knew. I didn't. We're not gonna waste your time with scary movie. All I can say is, I cannot wait.
I saw the trailer in the theater. I'm trying to remember what movie. Oh, before Scream.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it just foolishness. That's all I really have to say. I've never seen a scary movie, so
Oh wow,
I will not be seeing this one either.
Now I will say, despite this being Scary Movie 6, 1, 2, half of 3, you can skip the rest. 4 and 5.
I'm skipping all of them.
I know. But if you were so inclined.
yeah, only watch the ones that the Wayans did.
Okay.
Because
you know what? I'm curious. It's still foolishness, but I am curious. Did you ever watch I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker?
You might try to take my black card.
No, it's a foolishness movie, so I'm not shocked if you didn't.
It is a foolishness movie. I have not seen the movie, but a lot of people like to reference it. So I've seen like clips and I've heard a lot about it, and heard a lot of like
how much for one read
from it and stuff. Yeah. Like I saw that, but like just sit down and watch the whole movie. I don't think I did.
Even now, it would be difficult to do. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, Hobie Comics, what's going on? Welcome. Even now, that would be difficult to do, and I would say the best case for something like that would be a scary movie. But I know your feelings on comedies, so and I'm gonna say like 100%. This is foolishness.
Yeah.
Not just comedy. Like this is absolutely foolishness. But this is
it's foolishness on purpose. It's foolishness on purpose.
I know what it is. It's parody of horror movies. I get that.
But it is In Living Color made a scary movie.
Yeah.
It's really coming with that kind of energy. And surprisingly, Marlon and Sean, they do a lot of the writing. But they got Big Bro, he's on top of it. The whole family chips in because, like, just seeing in the trailer, we got Kim in there, and I'm like, she comes on screen, and I swear she makes me laugh instantly. Just because she's on screen, she makes me laugh, and so I'm looking forward to any and everything she has to contribute to the movie, and getting the gang back together. So,
yeah, Regina Hall.
Anna Faris.
I think it's interesting because it's like scary movie. I mean, Don't Be a Menace. Like anytime they really try to tackle just like a genre, they're equal opportunity offenders. Which then, when you sit back and look at it, it's like you can't be mad because everybody got some. It wasn't just like they went in and was just punching down on this one group of people. It was just like everybody got it. So you can't really be mad because we all got punched in the face in somehow, some way by this movie. But I do feel like the gang coming back was definitely the gang coming back is refreshing for me because some of them other scary movies where like Marlon and all them wasn't in there. I don't want to see like Charlie Sheen and Drake Bell and all these random people in that. I want to see, Scary Movie 1 and Scary Movie 2, in my opinion, still two of the funniest parody movies. I think the amount of stuff that they have to parody,
I have them too, Hobie.
Since then is It's crazy.
Because it's
Like
been a while.
They have a lot of ammunition this go.
I mean, it's like just trying to keep track of what was in the trailer was mind blowing. But the parody stuff was the stuff I was not even as excited about. I was really excited more to see like the characters from the first movies back interacting with each other. Just like the part where the vampires from Sinners are at the door and they're like, "We're here to do some half-gay stuff." And Sean pops up and it's like
and I'm trying to be a little bit more open-minded in my old age. And especially since I do not one, but two, like, what you're watching kind of podcasts, I might even break down and see it. Of course, I would have to be going with like a friend who's going to see it. Because I was actually I was actually at Scream with my friend, and she's just cracking up, like, she's gonna see it. And I said I wasn't gonna see it, but if she goes, I might go with her. Ooh. I might. Like I said, I'm trying to be more open-minded in my old age. But then again, you get old and you get set in your ways. So I don't know. We'll have to see.
Well, if you do go, I would definitely be curious to hear that experience.
If you do see it, we have to do full review.
Like a whole dedicated show.
A dedicated show. Because having you talk on anything that is foolishness is required.
Yeah.
I would have to have you, because just the possibility that something might have made you laugh, just the possibility that something might have been funny enough.
And I'm sure something would make me laugh, but would.
And given the fact that now here's the thing, because I know you like horror movies, you will be in better position for a lot of the references. Whereas, True. Admittedly, even I am probably not going to get all of the jokes because I would not have seen all of the scary movies involved.
And we know how Jeffrey feels about horror movies.
So he's just going for the jokes.
This is how I know about all the horror movie stuff. Watch a scary movie, honestly. Like, I watch scary movie, then I watch the real horror movie that it's about.
Yeah. And I think that's why it's great that that the original team is coming back for Scary Movie 6, because we have the producers. Because the screenplay is Marlon, Sean, and Keenan. They wrote this. That is their movie. And Rick Alvarez is the other person credited on the screenplay. So, that right there tells me it's in good hands. It's in the hands of the people who created it.
And I even noticed references from recent horror movies in it. Of course, they had Sinners, Vampires. Megan was in the trailer, and some other people. So, like, I might just gonna have to break through the foolishness temporarily, I guess.
And for me, like, I'm with Jeff as far as like having the original cast. We saw Shorty, we saw Cindy, Ray, Brenda, Agent Private Doofy reporting.
Yeah. Oh my God, Doofy!
He's back. The high school basketball coach. He was a coach in Dance Flick. Sorry, but he's in all of their movies too. Lachlan something or other. The news lady, she's from, I think, Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, Sherry O'Terry.
Yes. So I mean, just like having all the original come back.
I think to me,
we got Chris Elliott with his strong hand. So yeah,
I really like them because I just like the idea that they're like, this is gonna piss people off, and we find that funny, and so it's almost like watching something like that in the theater too. It's almost like, I don't know if you've ever seen like Paul Mooney stand up, but in like a lot of his stuff, it's a lot of people they get like, especially after he was on Chappelle, it's like people getting up and walking out. And he's like, that's his goal. He's like, yeah, I want to like part of what I want to do is I want to piss people off so bad that they get up and walk out, especially like white people. And then when they walking out, he's like, yeah, you thought you were gonna get that Chappelle shit, huh? And it's just like, so I feel like and I feel like this is probably too just like part of the reason why I like working at 85 South, because Carlos especially is one of them kind of comedians. He just it's like if you tell him it's gonna piss people off, it's just gonna make him that much more inclined to say it, because he's like, you gonna get pissed off, and then what? What you gonna do to me? Be mad? Okay. And that's the end of it. So I think them getting their original team back, I think that's a mistake that a lot of studios have too much pride to rectify. And I'm just glad that one, they was able to get their franchise back and get like the ownership and the money that they deserve for it, because we already saw we saw what happened when you took the real cooks out the kitchen. The chicken breast didn't have no seasoning, no flavor. What Fillmore say, that chicken was dry, real dry. So yeah, that's what I'm more excited to see, like just the originators back in the saddle doing their thing.
It comes out mid-June. That gives me a while to work my way up
build
to
up
it.
the courage for it.
Yeah.
I think
honestly, you can just watch 1 and 2, and you'll be straight.
And well, yeah, if you watch 1 and 2, you'll be good. Now, for any of the viewers who want to kind of be familiar, the director is clearly like friend of the family, as he's collaborated on just about all of the movies. He did Naked, A Haunted House 2, Sextuplets. He also did I had it here, 50 Shades of Black, which was funny-ish. That one, they could have did a little better. They were working with light material on that, though, because they were trying to parody 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know nothing about 50 Shades of Grey, so I ain't even dip my toe in that one. I was like, I'll leave that to the freaky white ladies.
Look, my wife, my sister, it was all the rage when the books came out. So,
had housewives sitting on top of the washing machine.
That's another thing I don't do, so I didn't see that either.
Yeah. Now, 50 Shades of Black, hilarious. Like in that regard, that is very funny. And the young lady who was the lead in that, I get it. She was gorgeous. So they did real good there. But the director, same guy who's done all of those movies with Marlon, is coming on to direct this. So he's one of the first people to come out and be like, he doesn't care if people don't like it, if they're offended. That's the point. So when that's your backup.
Because to me, it's like, how can you be offended when what they're parodying is like stuff where people get like dismembered, chopped up? Like,
how can you be offended if it's funny? That's the part that really gets people, because look, people laugh at stuff that's not supposed to be laughed at because it's funny. And when the joke is told correctly and you make people laugh, you get away with some stuff. And most comedians would tell you that's the secret. You can tell racist jokes, but they got to be funny. If you're telling racist jokes and they dumb, now you look stupid for telling it.
You can tell racist jokes if they're funny, and then you tell another joke about the opposing racial group.
Everybody got to get it.
It's got to be equal opportunity. Exactly. Everybody got to get it.
And recognize that the Wayans are going to catch everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody. So I think we'll be safe there, and it'll be pretty good. Looking forward to seeing that one a lot. I think it's going to be a lot of laughs. Next movie up.
And just quickly, I'm sure Jeffrey doesn't care. Scream 7 was actually good.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've
I
seen
just
some
have
of the
one.
screams.
It's like I want to ask one question, but I feel like that's such a spoilery question. I'll ask later because I
Who
haven't watched like
lives?
all 6. So not even who lives. Like, is it over? Like,
It's
are we
never over.
done now?
Yeah, I mean, it's never over as long as there are people
As
Right.
long as
Right.
there are white men.
because how you
As long as they
well,
keep selling this mask,
people
apparently
become
anybody.
obsessed and they buy a mask and a cloak, and yeah, I mean, it's never got
Yeah.
to be over.
Yeah. As long as they're selling Ghostface mask, anybody can show up and be Ghostface. And
Right.
given Sydney, is it Sydney Prescott?
Is it Sydney? Yeah.
Yeah.
Given her popularity and fame and infamous notoriety, like it just
Right.
she can't get away from it. And so it's got to be a sick joke at this point. But I did see Shawty had a gun, and good for her, because at this point she really need to be defending herself.
Yeah. She was not afraid to use her gun.
Oh yeah, she stays strapped now. I know that.
I was about to say, from the trailer, it was looking like she was ready.
Yeah, she should have had her daughter in the range.
In the gun range.
Yeah, getting her trained, but it worked out.
Cool. Next movie on the list. This franchise looks like they are. This is the second movie, and it actually looks like this is the first movie, which is pretty funny. Mortal Kombat 2. Saw the trailer for this, and we were talking about this just the other day, but like, I don't even think the main character from the first one is coming back for the second one. Like, now,
why would he?
Right. There's no need. But this movie actually seems like they're really doing the tournament for the fate of the world this go round. And so it had a great cast of characters. I mean, these people were looking real good. I was very pleased to see Jade. And the new main character is Johnny Cage. And thinking back to like the original old school Mortal Kombat movie, Liu Kang was the main character. Johnny Cage was like a main supporting character. Both Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade. That trio right there, those 3 people, they were your main people. And this go round, I'm still not seeing Liu Kang.
No, he was in there.
Not definitively. I saw somebody. Was that Liu Kang?
The one who said Johnny will die first? Johnny will definitely die? That was Liu Kang.
I thought that. Okay. I saw Raiden, and I can't remember the guy's name. The guy with the hat. I saw him. Kung Lao.
Liu Kang is in the guest. In the cast list.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely Liu Kang. The one when they at the end when he's like Johnny will definitely die. That's Liu Kang.
Okay. Well, that is good to know then. But again, shifting the focus to make the main character Johnny Cage. When you're lucky enough to get Carl Urban, who you can see there on the poster, Carl Urban is just like he is. I think he's competing for like trying to get all the Geek franchises.
Right.
Yeah.
Like my man has done it all at this point. And now he's got a video game movie. He's done Marvel. Judge Dredd puts him with DC and some independent. He was in Star Trek. I'm trying to think.
Boys.
Like, Star Wars. He's got The Boys. Like, does he have something on Star Wars? I feel like he's got something on Star Wars.
He's collecting the Geek Infinity Stones.
Right. Like,
facts.
I feel like he's got to have something. Let me see. Carl Urban Star Wars.
I was looking.
He's going to have voiced a character. He has a secret cameo as a stormtrooper. Rise of Skywalker 2019.
That counts.
Confirmed by J.J. Abrams. Yeah. No, I mean, that is everybody's like secret cameo is to be a stormtrooper because you can have the helmet on. Nobody, because like Daniel Craig, James Bond, he was a stormtrooper, and so that's a thing. But yeah, I mean that's. But honestly, I like the way that they're showing this character. Johnny Cage has always kind of been a fascinating character in game. Yeah, he definitely had Star Trek. He was Bones McCoy, you know, like, damn it, Jim. But
so I'm going to show my video game ignorance here. This Mortal Kombat movie, I think I'm getting it mixed up with another video game movie that either came out recently or a trailer came out recently.
Trailer came out recently, surprisingly enough, Street Fighter, which is like the competition, if you will.
Is that the one that Jason Momoa is in?
Yes.
Okay. I was getting those confused in my mind, but I was pretty sure they were different.
Yeah, Jason Momoa is
Blanca?
No, yeah. And then you have Roman Reigns as what's the guy? Always want to fight Ryu. I'm drawing a complete blank now.
Akuma.
Thank you. That's the one. Akuma.
I can't see.
See, of course, I'm trying to like just spit it. Oh, well, that's such and such, you know.
Yeah, but I know I don't know anything about video games.
But no, honestly, that is valid though, because we recently talked about the posters when they did the poster releases.
Right.
We went through all the posters for all the characters, and that is also a video game, a fighting video game movie. And since we only covered the posters last time, you know, we can jump into the trailer for that one as well. That one has a smaller teaser trailer, but that one looks more video game. Mortal Kombat looks like they might actually be trying to fight for the fate of the universe. You know, like the fate of the world is going to be decided by these battles. And everybody has their special skills. And that's actually a point of conversation in the trailer. When Johnny Cage, you know, they're talking to him, it comes down to he's just a regular guy. He's just a regular guy. He has no powers. Whereas these other people are like able to manipulate their chi, laser blasts, and you know, we're throwing fans. They're staying in the air and coming back. So, and then with all these, like, I won't call them magical, we'll say mystical powers that some of these other people are showing, for Johnny not to have any, and even in the, you know, even in the games, he had his shadow skill. So I thought maybe there's a way, maybe it's something that has to like, they got to like tap his forehead, unlock his potential or something.
Yeah, he'll probably figure it out before the end of the movie.
Right. He's got to dig deep. It'll be like wow, okay, that was about to be a really obscure reference. So be like Ned Nylander. He really is that fast. Yeah, Three Amigos. Who's gonna catch that? But anyway, so this movie does look like it is gonna be a little more grounded, but it is still based off the video game. So I think we're gonna see a great cast of characters. Tati looked great as Jade. The fights I did see all looked like they were going really good. We had Scorpion, and of course his iconic "Get Over Here." But we also had Scorpion unmasked. Sub-Zero might not be in the sequel. Like Chris Tucker said, well, he ain't gonna be in the sequel because he got done in the first movie. But as it kind of feels like they might be doing a soft reboot, because what was that last one? Maybe there's a way for him to come back. Who knows? So we'll see how that goes. But Blanca,
I mean, I think these movies though too, it's like you just kind of got to accept that like everybody's not going to be in them. It sucks that he's not going to be in this one because this one looks like it's going to be the better one. I feel like they were trying to do a little too much in terms of making it a story in the last one, where it was like we're focused on this one person and his journey. We're giving them something to fight for. But it's like Mortal Kombat has been around for like 30 years, and we don't want this new dude. Like, I don't care. Okay, he's got a daughter. What, like, whatever. Like, where are the people who I grew up playing and knowing love? When I turn on a
Jack's got
Mortal
a daughter
Kombat,
too.
anything.
Jack's got a daughter.
Yeah.
Sonya got a daughter.
Yeah, like why are we working so hard to like shoehorn this new dude in that I have like, because if when I see this new dude fighting somebody who I know from the game, I'm rooting for the person from the game every time.
Right.
So now I'm just watching people I like lose over and over and over. It's not an enjoyable movie experience. Whereas this one feels like it's like the story of Mortal Kombat is it's a tournament and people from Earth fighting for Earth, people from whatever world these other people from fighting for that, and whoever wins wins. It don't need no more. It don't need no more than that. Just show me the fights. Pick the people. Show me the fights. That's it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Get in, get out. But they be trying to add all this. Oh, the emotional and this. Nah, man. This is and that's what I'm curious about with Street Fighter, because in the Street Fighter trailer, that looked like Belly. It was just like cool looking, a lot of lights, a lot of people. It looked cartoony, which is fair for Street Fighter. Street Fighter was the more cartoonish looking franchise of the two fighting games, but am I tripping? I ain't see no fighting in the trailer for a movie called Street Fighter. I ain't really see no fighting.
I saw some attacks. I didn't see full on fights.
Combat.
And there's no understanding of like how these street fights break out in this world. Like in Mortal Kombat, the structure of how these two people are fighting on screen is clear. They are in a tournament. In Street Fighter, in the last movie, they couldn't figure out how to do it. It was some crazy war in Bison trying to take over the world and all this. And it's like,
I mean, Shadowloo's always trying to, like, the Shadowloo organization is always trying to take over the world. And ultimately and let me not mansplain the whole, let me not geek explain the whole Street Fighter. I'm with you. How the hell are we going to make it? Why does this tournament matter?
Right. Like, know what I'm on. I know from the game. I've seen the anime.
Right.
Like the anime does a good job of setting up why people are fighting. Like, this person's on a mission to uncover this, and you end up in a room and you face to face with somebody. We got to fight.
It's on site. Out the road. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense.
In the Street Fighter movie, it's like Ken and Ryu work at the circus. E Honda is a cameraman for Chun-Li, who's a news reporter. DJ is a computer technician. Fei Long is a general, and like Fei Long is a movie star who is like a bootleg Bruce Lee. Why is he a general in the art? Like, you just had an Asian dude and was like, shit, call him Fei Long.
He'll be Fei Long. He'll be Fei Long. Exactly. And that's,
you had a black dude
really
and was like, he'll be DJ. Do a Jamaican accent.
And what's crazy is even in the animated movie, though it didn't exactly make sense, they did at least explain, like, M. Bison basically had these generals, like you said, Vega, Sagat, and Balrog, and they were there. Like, he sent Vega to do his dirty work. He was like, hey, I need hands put on this person. You head out. That's what he would go do. And then his personal bodyguard was Sagat, and Balrog was literally just muscle. Anybody that needed to be roughed up, there it was. It didn't make sense because the way they like traveled around as a group, it's because it's funny. Like, my man's outfit is literally like, you really trying to tell me that Balrog's just walking around with boxing gloves on all the time? Come on, champ.
Hey, man. Street Fighter, y'all got to get it together.
You know,
representation is. Yeah, you got to make it make sense.
Again, I I think the reason we're not seeing a lot in terms of the fighting is that is going to be a big draw for the Street Fighter movie. Ultimately, when those fights break out, I think it's going to that's really gonna like stand out. Now, Mortal Kombat, it's tournament structure. That's like watching Game of Death. You know that these certain fights are going to take place at certain times. You know these matchups are coming. So you just wait for that matchup. And when you see it, that moment is like set aside as the fight sequence.
Street Fighter. Here's the issue with Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat, right? Like outside of Andrew Koji, who we've seen fight before, right? Like if you've watched Warrior, you know he get down.
Yeah.
Like in the Mortal Kombat movie, they got some people who can fight, and then they got people who like they actors, but they've done a bunch of action stuff. But we showing you in the trailer, hey, I know this an actor, but they can fight. It look cool. They jumping down from the sky. They throwing the fans. All the stuff from the game. We got it in here.
Yeah.
Street Fighter, y'all ain't showed me nothing, man. Y'all got to show me 50 Cent fighting. Y'all got to show me Andrew Schultz fighting. Y'all got to show me, like, if you can't, you not just finna hit me with music videos, sexy poses, and lights and get me to be excited about it. Not after the 1994 joint. All right, we 30 years removed, getting that out of our system. Like you gotta, even if it was just a trailer of Andrew Koji going through his Ryu, give him one of them little Eat Man wooden things where they be like,
oh yeah,
plank. You see that? I see that. I'm with it. Cause you know why? Cause okay, we gonna get some real action. But you just showing me all these like glamour shots of the cast in the settings, and it looks like the game, bro. Street Fighter. Keyword fight.
And I can't stand 50 Cent, so that's probably why I won't bother with that one anyway.
Okay, let me see if I can not the concept. Let me find okay, Paramount. This is the teaser. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go to the one from IGN. And let me see. Boom. All right, I had to close some stuff down real quick because I want everything to freeze up. Let's share the screen. Okay, now Jeff, and I'm not trying to say that you're right, you're wrong. I'm just like, you want to just wrong screen. That one here, make that one big. Okay, we got full screen. YouTube does not like to run while I am streaming. Like, and I get it. You know, there's a lot happening right there. All right, so audio off. Okay, I just want to make sure the audio was on. Hey, Brian, appreciate you running through, man. Anytime you all are on Twitch, check out Abe Sneaks. He does speed runs, and I've watched him on a single stream. I've watched him run through the entirety of Metroid. It's quite impressive to watch him speed run some of these games. Also, incredible PC builder person, friend of mine. I've known him for years. So I appreciate you coming through tonight, man. And he did what's called a raid. He brought everyone from his stream after he finished streaming. Since we were live on Twitch, he brought all of his people in to watch us on Twitch. Appreciate the love. All right. Let's see if we get this to. Now, here's just like the little character images where they're going through. And this is literally just them showing you everybody. Now, flash kick. And from here, it's like all of this was, after this, everybody was fighting. It was like punch and kick. And that's the random dude from the post. See, she was spinning around.
You're right. Maybe I was just so annoyed that I just missed all that.
Apparently, because I'm like, half the trailer was hands. It wasn't the
Mortal Kombat hands look better.
They did. Not disputing that at all. Not disputing that.
I'm wrong. I'll say it. I'll hold my hand up. I'm wrong. They was fighting, but shit. It ain't even make me remember nothing.
And no, I get what you're saying. And even when you said it,
And
I agree
I think too, because the Mortal Kombat trailer was doing such a good job of explaining why they were fighting, it was making me pay more attention to like what they were doing, because they're like, these people are fighting for Earth, these people are fighting this. So when you show me a fight scene, even if it's a quick 2 laser blast thing, right? It's like I'm trying to figure out who's who, right? But with the Street Fighter thing, because I don't know in the movie, like in the game, I know what's what, but in the movie, I'm like the flash kick. That was Guile flash kicking who?
Vega.
Why?
I am not disagreeing with your point. I am not disagreeing with your point.
That's why I didn't remember.
All I was saying is that there was some fighting, but I agree with you that Mortal Kombat makes more sense.
Yeah.
We have no idea what the hell is happening over here.
Street Fighter, they just want you to come watch them fight. It don't matter why they fight.
Come watch these big names throw down. That's really what it is.
Hey, I'll do that too, but it's got to be some people who I think can actually fight. And the only one I can put my button put on for right now is Andrew Koji, and what's his name, Roman Reigns. He at least can do fight choreography. I know from wrestling.
And see Cody Rhodes. Guile does, he's a wrestler as well. So, like, there's a chance.
You don't think Aquaman can fight?
So what?
On land?
Okay, we moving on. I'm not going to make me sit here and defend Street Fighter, okay? I ain't seen the movie. I don't know.
And I'm going to say this. Street Fighter, of the fighting game, Street Fighter was my franchise. I was a Street Fighter Tekken dude because, my grandma ain't play that Mortal Kombat, ripping people's spines out and stuff. Ain't no way. My little brother came to visit from Florida, and he brought Mortal Kombat, and we played that thing. One time my grandma walked by, that thing got put up for the rest of the summer. She was like, don't ever bring this back here.
I will, having said that, if you get a chance, find the Red Band trailer for Mortal Kombat. Yes. This is a Mortal Kombat movie. They earned every bit of their R rating on this movie. And like, okay, I see you. Let's see. I'm gonna close out all my windows. So the next movie we had on the list, and we were able to sneak in Street Fighter right there, so that was a nice little bonus. But we also had this one. I have mixed feelings on. I really want to like it, but I'm disappointed that it's a movie.
What?
Mandalorian and Grogu.
What? Okay.
It needed to be another season. And it needed to be another season of the show The Mandalorian. I feel like trying to take the entire season and squeeze it into a movie. It's going to feel weird because let me say this. I hope that watching the movie feels like we're watching a movie and it doesn't have natural stopping points every 30 minutes. Like they just rewrote the last 2 minutes of the movie instead of letting credits roll and going to another scene, which would just be the start of the next episode. Having watched anime, there have been times where we watched, like they did with Demon Slayer. The first time they did Demon Slayer movie, Mugen Train. Mugen Train was a movie. And then after the movie came out, they broke the movie up into a season. It was the Mugen Train arc. Dragon Ball Z, when they did Dragon Ball Super, it was a movie. and then they came back and they broke that movie up into a season. I think if you go from a movie to a season, it'll work. But when you go from something that was episodic, when you go from something that was episodic to a movie, the pacing is different for a movie than a TV show. And just watching this trailer, I feel like this is going to suffer from pacing. I haven't even seen the movie, but the trailer just felt all over the place. I have no clue what's going on.
Yeah. No,
I don't
will
know
agree
why
with
any
that.
of this is happening. And it was fun when it was going to be just creature of the week. Let's go to this town. Like, if you did Star Wars Kung Fu, he goes to this town and helps these people, and then he's back on his journey to travel. Like that's what the Mandalorian did. That's the formula that worked. And right,
and then used to give me hype.
Now you have Grogu in the mix, and he is a little cute self with his little armor and his little force powers. He's gonna be doing a little bit this, a little bit of that.
Hey man.
And now it's like,
I'm gonna let you finish, Sam. I'm gonna let you finish.
So I really feel like the pacing is going to be off because I've gotten very accustomed to this being an episode, a beginning, middle, and end. And then I wait a week and another beginning, middle, and end. And a couple of seasons of that. And I knew what the story was. I knew what the overall plot was. I don't even know what the hell this movie's about. It's just got the Mandalorian and Grogu out doing space shit. That's it. That's
I
what
agree
I'm
with that. I wasn't really worried about it. I'm not really worried about it, not looking like a movie. But I will agree that from the trailer, has there been more than one trailer?
No, I think that's the only one I've seen. That's the only one.
From the trailer, you can't tell what the movie is about. Absolutely not. You can tell that Grogu's in it and he's cute. And the other little Muppet Fraggle looking species of people, they're in it and they're cute. And the Mandalorian is in it. And, he's still taking off his helmet. So what the hell? But yeah, you can't really tell what the plot of the movie is going to be.
He's got to find out.
I'm still going to go watch it. I'm still a Mandalorian girl, but I agree with that. And I'm mad that it's coming out MomoCon weekend. I like to go the day before it officially releases to see it, but I won't be able to go see it until at least the Monday after it comes out because of MomoCon. So, yeah.
Because, and I'm gonna be down there bright and early. In fact, those of you watching, GrownAGeeks will be there in a media capacity. So look for us. I'll have on my GrownAGeeks shirt, and I will have on. I know I'm gonna do minimum 1 day cosplay. I'm actually thinking about doing 2 days cosplay. And I'm trying to put one together in my mind. I've got a concept. I'm like, I don't know if it'll work. But if I can make it work, then I'm gonna do that. Because I got to figure out something with all this gray hair, and it's just like I'm not gonna shave, and so it's like I needed to work with this gray hair. So I'm like, okay, we got to age up some characters. Who can I age up and make it make sense? Like, he's like,
you can be Carl Weathers from The Mandalorian.
See, I'm just put a helmet on. Problem solved. But yeah, we'll be there, and media. So be walking around doing interviews, man on the street stuff. I love taking pictures. I love talking to people. I'll be trying to catch all the interviews. I'll be bright and early this time. Won't be showing up half the day. Be down there nice and early. My brother be coming in town from Cincinnati, and he's got the 4-day pass. So we'll definitely be up and at it early. So looking forward to that MomoCon this year. I haven't figured out what day I'm gonna drag Jeff out there, but we're gonna pick one of the days and have him.
We'll
there.
figure out. I'll go out there, go see my people. But Mandalorian and Grogu.
You just
I
sound
feel
so
like no, it's not that. It's just you know what it is. It's like Star Wars makes this. It's like I'm tired of watching franchises make the same mistakes over and over. And I feel like
they're afraid of success.
We talked about Star Wars before. I think we did Star Wars therapy, and I feel like one of the things that we always talk about with Star Wars is just like they will beat a horse to death and then drive over it with a tractor and back up and like Grogu is cool. Star Wars does a great job when they create a character, that character lasts forever. Boba Fett was on screen probably 15 minutes tops in the original trilogy and is one of the most popular, best-selling characters of all time. And then they did the show and it's just like Boba Fett kind of lame. Like when you tell us too much about something, when you Star Wars is good about creating characters and the characters having mystique to them, because I feel like Star Wars in and of itself is a very mystique laced property. But then the people who make Star Wars stuff always want to over explain everything that's going on. Like it's a science fiction show, but it is a fantasy show at its heart that has science fiction elements. And y'all want to do the Star Trek, explain the midichlorians and the this and the that and the man. I don't care about that, man. Pull out them laser swords, get on them blasters, get on them little speeder bikes, get on them spaceships, and let's go blow stuff up. Let's do stuff. Let's save the princess. Let's save the town. Let's teach this young knight how to use their powers and build their sword. That's what people go to Star Wars to see. And I just feel like with Mandalorian and Grogu, I understand the capitalism angle where it's just like Grogu sold. I mean, I was working on Star Wars, like, man, we couldn't make enough Grogu graphics. I was dreaming about Grogu. I was all the time. I see anything. I'm like, we can make a Grogu shirt out of that. And
I'm not gonna lie. I think I got.
Grogu,
I think I have like four Grogu shirts because they were just like a new one popped up every week.
That was everywhere, and you couldn't miss. And
good design.
I feel like they could, even if Grogu wasn't in future seasons of Mandalorian, he had been in season 1, or when Luke came and picked him up, if we had never seen Grogu again, Star Wars don't realize they still could have been selling Grogu shirts. But they keep bringing him back and trying to make it like what is he doing? Like y'all gave him the little pizza tray chest plate. Okay, now he got a little souped up baby carriage. Like what is this? When is he gonna start talking? When is he gonna get a lightsaber? Like what are we doing? Is this his child? Is this his homeboy? Like and now Mandalorian, you were a bounty hunter. That's a cool concept in of itself. You could make 1,000 movies about Mandalorian hunting this dude down, hunting that dude down. But now it's you and it's a cop and a half. So for me, that's kind of the frustration that I have, where I'm just like, you created something that was so great, but because it was so popular, you like chain yourself to it, and you don't even realize like you about to like annoy people with it. Like
by beating the dead horse.
Like, okay, cool. Pedro Pascal don't want to wear the helmet. Guess what? I don't give a fuck who's in the costume. All I want to collect his check. All I want to see is the shiny.
He can stop talking as much.
80 yard. I just want to see that shiny suit walking through the desert. I want to hear that. Don't.
Yeah.
I want to hear that. He's Star Wars Clint Eastwood, and y'all turn it into what's the movie with John Wayne and the little girl? True Grit.
True Grit.
It started off as True Grit, but now y'all done did True Grit 2, Electric Boogaloo, True Grit 3, True Grit 4.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Enough with the True Grit, man. Grogu got to go do something else. If we want to see more Grogu got to do a different story. I would have much rather have seen Grogu learning how to be a Jedi with Luke, doing something different than it just being like, I'm on another mission. Don't touch the buttons.
I was about to
don't eat
say
all the cookies. Let's save some of these. Here we go. Here good. Like you could pop in on them, write them a letter, send them a little R2D2 hologram. But like, we gotta do something else.
Let it be about something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you have to do more to establish and explain to us why this particular mission hit you so hard that you had, like, I get it. You felt responsible for him, but like when Luke came and picked him up, he went and he was with his people. You got him to where you needed to go. Like now him being back with you feels unnecessary.
Yeah.
Counterproductive. I mean, because
if nothing else,
is he developing his whatever?
I'm gonna make How the fuck he gonna be a Mandalorian?
I'm gonna make a headcanon right now. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it for y'all. I'm gonna make a headcanon right now. He's a bounty hunter, right? This is a lifestyle that he lived where every week he got to go and put himself in danger to make money, to get coins and get credits and that sort of thing, right? But now he got a kid. So now he's got to have one big score that set him up where he don't have to be a bounty hunter no more. Right?
Okay.
That's why he's wanting to go and try to track down this hut.
Then I better not never see neither one of y'all niggas ever again in Star Wars nothing. This better be it.
I'm trying to make it make sense in my head. Now that you just said that, that's gonna be glaringly that's a flaw.
And how does that help Grogu though? Because he's gonna exponentially outlive.
Oh yeah,
Din Djarin.
Immediately knows that.
So I mean, he needs to develop his little Jedi stuff before he dies, and he just ends up being a little green orphan who can't do shit.
Well, keep in mind now, at the time, okay, and this is just like coming back to memory now. At the time of when we first see the Mandalorian, this is after Return of the Jedi. So Luke basically came not really out of hiding, but Luke, when he came to pick up Grogu was going to be one of the first students at his new Jedi Academy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So should
even more reason why his little ass don't need to be with him.
Right.
Jin Jar Jin.
Should something happen to Mando? And we had the whole moment where he had the chainmail and he had the lightsaber and he told him he had to choose and he chose, and then the next episode we see he's got the little chainmail on. Okay, he had his little you got to pick moment. So this is the choice he made, and now he's gonna be a bounty hunter. So Din Djarin is no father figure, but he done adopted the child, and now the child, he finds out his name is Grogu. Boom, that's his kid now, so he's got to take care of him. Again, I'm just trying to help Disney out right here because I think it's like you said, that might be why I was complaining about the pacing and the fact that it's a movie now and not a TV show. Add all the stuff you said on top of that is part of the issue as well. So yes, and as a bounty hunter, it could have just stayed a TV show. It would have worked. Every week we have a new mission we got to complete, right. And they messed that up by trying to do a movie. So the only reason is short and done. You need more of a storyline than the lone bounty hunter. But see, it's like he's always going to have. Okay, the A-Team, they was in a new city every week, and somebody always needed help in the city. How they always found a person who needs help, who knows?
And it also doesn't have to be a lone bounty hunter. It could be a new person that needs to get help. Like he could say, "Oh, I was a bounty hunter. I helped Grogu get from here to there. Now that's my mission. I'm a transporter now." And now every season or every couple episodes, we transporting somebody new. We meeting somebody new. But just like you and it could be with Grogu. But right now, all I see is he ain't learning shit. Like he needs some school. They need another person on that ship that's on top of discipline while he out making the money or something. Like
Right.
this is because now for me, it's like you getting annoying. You becoming the liability on the missions. I just or they doing the like group thing where you growing up so much in between every movie that you basically a new character every time we come back and see you, except you the same size. You ain't even doing the little backwards Yoda talking yet.
No, he's still doing that little baby garbling.
Right. But I mean, in fairness, if you can live to be like 900, how long would one be considered an infant?
Well, yeah, I get that. That's what I'm saying. He's gonna exponentially outlive Din Djarin, but still, I mean, you still got to tell him not to eat cookies to spoil your dinner.
Man,
but even thinking about it though,
you already know you about to call him daddy by the end of the movie.
At the same time, though, hold on,
it right
because
now.
If he has we can't expect him to be slow. He's able to pick up concepts well enough.
This motherfucker can drive a rocket powered baby carriage.
Yeah, he's smart.
Ain't no baby.
Ergo, I'm now correcting my question as far as how long is he an infant. He's clearly able to do a lot more, and he's much more capable. He should absolutely be talking by now. He's walking just fine. He's not crawling. He has a concept of right and wrong. He knows good and evil. He knows he has much more force control as a result of hanging out with Ahsoka and Luke for the little bit he was with them. So if he takes that along with just, studying up, and he was already at the temple, we saw that. So like he has a pretty good foundation to begin with. If he just sticks with the routines of the things he knows, he should be killing it as a bounty hunter. And he should definitely be talking by now.
I mean, even at least a word or two.
Even if it's like a baby talk version of Yoda speak, which is already weird, but 2-3 word sentences. Okay, I don't want to be upset about the Mandalorian. Let's move on.
I'm gonna see it too.
I'm gonna get him a feeling about the Mandalorian.
They on thin ice, man.
It to be better.
And I'm probably gonna buy another Grogu shirt.
Absolutely, no question. When the movie comes out, I'm sure there will be a jetpack Mando and rocket carriage Grogu pop.
Some bundle. Kind of popcorn bucket.
Yeah, I gotta have
that I'm gonna pay $40 for.
Yeah.
A Grogu popcorn bucket and a Mandalorian sippy cup. Helmet sippy cup.
The straw sticking out of the helmet. Yeah.
There you go.
And then the executives gonna be like, see, they want more Mandalorian than Grogu. We gotta do another one.
The collector's item sold well. Now they got it all confused. Okay, and
I'm gonna say that it's not even that I don't like Grogu. I just feel like sometimes they keep putting characters in the same circumstances over and over and over, and it's like y'all beating this over the head. This a whole universe. Split them up, and then we can have Grogu do his thing, and we can have Mandalorian do his thing. We can have reunions. It'll be even more special. But at this point, man, I'm over it.
Yeah. Another movie here, and this one really has me feeling like she had to go get her Grogu.
So I heard you was talking shit.
I couldn't get the giant Grogu Squishmallow out of the basket, so we just went with this one.
But I remember there was the one that like blinked and turned its head and stuff. Is that one?
No.
Oh, okay. I was about to say that. When that thing first dropped, I was like, wow, that was That was impressive. I have my wife has a 3D printed Mandalorian and a separate 3D printed Grogu that she wanted, and I was like, not a problem. Click, click, upload. So
Yeah, I paid
she has those.
like $9 for this one. He don't do nothing.
Okay, that's $9. That's not
Neither do
bad.
the one in the damn movie half the time.
He just sits there and makes cooing sounds that all the kids love and jump on. And like I said, it's the for the toy sales. Do you know what's weird though? I don't really see as many. I see a lot of Grogu collectible, but I don't see like a lot of the Grogu toys. All the Star Wars toys that I see now are like the Black Series collectibles from older movies. I don't see any of the actual like even when you go down like the children's aisle and you're looking at like the I won't say the preschool toys, but maybe up to 5. I'm not seeing like Star Wars Grogu bucket
'Cause
and pail or
no, they know it's the adults, the grown ass geeks
right.
who are buying this
Well,
stuff.
and Mandalorian wasn't really like a kid's show.
Yeah.
True. So that was you know what? It's people like you and my wife and myself who like I said, I've got like 4 or 5 Grogu shirts myself. Because they made great t-shirts. I will say that. And for a moment they was everywhere. So I got like a bunch of new Star Wars shirts just because of that. And my wife is like, I thought that was going to end up being her thing for a moment, and it wasn't, thank God, because I could see that was going to be real bad real quick. Just like, nope, stay on your Hello Kitty. You don't have to switch over to Grogu, just Hello Kitty. And it was worse when it was Baby Yoda. Once he became Grogu, I think that's where she lost interest. When it was Baby Yoda, sold.
Man,
They gave the name, and I was like, "Oh,
don't
name it! Don't name it!" Like,
his name is
okay.
Grogu.
So the next movie that we had on our list, and there was a couple more that I watched trailers for, so maybe we'll discuss 1 or 2 of those. But the next movie on the list that I wanted to discuss, Masters of the Universe. I think this is going to be a pretty good movie. I think if nothing else, with it being a little bit right, lightsabers. Look, I have never been one to pretend like I'm not in love with Star Wars for space wizards and laser swords. That is how I define Star Wars: Jedi, Sith, Force powers. All that other stuff is cool, and it's a part of Star Wars. Somebody got to pilot the Jedi to get where they need to be. I'm okay with that. You got to have an enemy to fight. So, the First Order, the Republic, all of that. All that's great. Star Wars are the dudes with the lightsabers and the cloaks fighting against the bad guys with lightsabers and dark cloaks. That's Star Wars for me.
I got to get one of those 2-sided lightsabers for my my Darth Maul cosplay.
Okay. Got to check that out. Okay, make that happen. That was one of the ones that I was looking at. I was like, that'd be super easy. I'd be like, hello there, like do the Ben Kenobi bit.
Well, mine is actually going to be a mashup, but I don't want to give too much away. So
I'm with you. Like, remember I said I had an idea for something. I got to see if I can pull it off. So I can make the other parts of it work. Then be interested in some of the Jedis that come through. But Masters of the Universe, I think this is going to be a really good movie because, first of all, Eternia looks like Eternia. I think the technology exists today to present the kind of technology that we saw even in the 80s cartoon. Eternia was dope. Like, they was on everything, was like flying magical type stuff. It was all super sophisticated technology. When they tried to do the Adventures of He-Man a little bit later, that was already somewhat futuristic. Anytime people have like space go-karts and space four-wheelers, that right there, when they fly, everybody got a little hover pod, futuristic society, and I just have high expectations. All credit to Dolph Lundgren for what he did at the time, because when I was a kid, you could not tell me that Masters of the Universe and that He-Man wasn't cool. Okay. It was cool for a very long time. And then one day I grew up and I looked at that and I was like, bro, what was I tripping on?
I mean, that was the 80s though, wasn't it?
It was the 80s, so I'm good with it. Like I make no apologies for having enjoyed it when I did.
Yeah,
and even now,
at the time, it was almost 50
I was about to say
years
the
ago.
member berries are still in place, but I think that the issue, like, they adapted so much away from the core story of He-Man. Now it's a point where, like, I won't say all the purists, but I do think it has a lot to do with Gen X having certain expectations and those expectations having to be met. When you reboot this stuff from the 80s and the 90s, you got to get it right. And when you don't, it's going to be obvious. And very rarely have they taken something and just improved upon it. You do the G.I. Joe movie, I need certain Joes to show up. You taking two Joes and popping them in? Nah, bro. Nah. Because I had a bunch of favorites. We're Flint. We're Gung Ho. Now, you were smart. You gave me Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow because you couldn't do G.I. Joe if you didn't have them. But
no.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't even be G.I. Joe if they wasn't there. But I needed to see the gold mask on Destro. I needed Cobra Commander to have a cloth mask. And, you know what I'm saying? Baroness, they got Baroness right. I give them that. But it was like I needed it to be more accurate. So,
right,
what
like,
I'm
not
seeing
going
in
to
the
see
trailer,
a G.I. Joe movie to see a grounded war movie. We looking for G.I. Joe.
Dun, dun, dun,
we want cut off sleeves,
dun,
denim,
dun, dun.
random berets, jetpacks.
Right. I need jetpacks and the weird blue and red lasers.
Yeah.
You know
just
what I'm saying?
the most
and
random,
most
random
like,
assortment of soldiers.
Blown up, but everybody has to parachute out before they blow up. That sort of thing. And again, that's what I think we're seeing here with the Masters of the Universe movies. It looks like the cartoon. It looks like He-Man.
Yeah.
And I can actually even appreciate even in the smallest little, like, this was something that I thought was very interesting. Now, when they just did Masters of the Universe, the animated movie they did, or the animated show they did not too long ago, Revelation, everything, we got to see this little bitty kid magically transform into, like, he had Shazam powers. By the power of Greyskull, I have the power, and he went from this little scrawny Adam to this big hulking He-Man. That was dope. But Adam was every bit in the cartoon. Adam was 6'4", 250, solid muscle with the same bob. And when he said, "I have the power," the only thing that happened was his clothes changed. That was it. So you have no choice but to accept the fact that there was magic involved, that everybody couldn't look at him and tell he was He-Man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's way different than, like, Clark Kent and Superman, because this Eternia was not that big.
Right.
And those handful of villains, they should have put it together. If nothing else, they should have put it together. They fight He-Man every week. You mean to tell me y'all have not one time stopped to be like, that dude looked just like Prince Adam?
Right. That dude is
We should kidnap Prince Adam, and I bet we could get him. And when they did that, they did the whole, like, one of his powers was he could throw his voice, so he made it seem like Prince Adam was over there and He-Man was here to save him. Oh, dumbest villains. But I am still looking forward to this new movie. It looks really good. Looks like it'll have a little bit of added comedy. The character designs that I've seen so far seem cartoon-esque inspired. Yeah, cartoon-esque. So it feels already so much more true to the source material, and that, of course, just that makes the kid in me smile. So I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, I think with stuff like this, where it's like that goes back to kind of what I was saying too about being grounded, right? It's like you can be grounded, but it doesn't have to be grounded in this reality. It just needs to be grounded in whatever reality that you're creating. So what I really liked was like I loved like kind of the oversaturated colors, like make it truly feel like fantasy, make the lighting and all like so when you're in the real world that feels like the real world, but when you're in Eternia, the colors are brighter, it feels like you've gone. It's almost like when the Sheikah walks out of the house in the Wizard of Oz and she walks from like black and white into like color, right? It,
Yeah.
not saying it's that revolutionary because obviously that's like, a cinematic revelation, but I think using that kind of mentality is like, okay, and we're grounding this world to say Eternia is this like vastly different place where the colors are bright. And then when you see Skeletor, the colors are darker and they're still bright though. It's not this like gritty Skeletor. He baby blue and purple, just like in the cartoon. And Adam got a little loincloth and a little weird chest piece, just like in the cartoon. And that's what it is. Because if we want to see He-Man, just like we was talking about with G.I. Joe, we all fell in love with G.I. Joe because it wasn't the little green army man. It was like everybody was different. Everybody was distinct. Everybody had their like specialty. Everybody had their own weapon, their own outfit, their own personality. And the same thing with like He-Man. All those characters were like so different and so like specialized, but they all like fit together within that same world that when you go see something that says He-Man, I want to see Man at Arms with the weird helmet. I want to see, He-Man look like He-Man. And like you said last time, I don't want to see Ninja He-Man. I want to see Barbarian
Barbarian
He-Man.
He-Man.
Swing that
Yeah.
big ass sword. We not doing all this. That's not how He-Man fight. So I think that it'll be interesting. I never heard this dude before, so I don't know if he's a good actor. I'm curious as to how he's gonna play the Prince Adam versus the He-Man. Um, the I Have the Power scene looked really good in the trailer. Like the graphics of it, how they showed it, they look really good. And
Yeah.
so if I feel like if you can get that right, everything else kind of can fall into place.
What are you asking, Hobie? Like, did it look corny? Did it seem corny? Oh, is he gonna play Adam corny versus He-Man? He's like very serious
See,
and
and that's the
stoic
thing.
as
I don't know
He-Man.
how I feel about that because it's like, bruh, okay, I get it. Like, but you still look like that. If you're in the real world and you look like that, you not. Oh, I'm just at my desk and nobody. Man, get out of here, bruh. You got you. We're not buying it. Us regular people, we're not buying it.
Yeah, I mean, it. One thing that I've seen, some of the discourse, some of the conversation online is regarding the size of this character.
Right.
And it's like I think the MCU, specifically Henry Cavill, I think Henry Cavill ruined it for a lot of people. Um, having an actor like really fill out the suit and be that big for a movie, having Chris Evans show up and be every bit of Captain America. Um, our expectation for what person's supposed to go through to show up on screen, and some of these like unachievable standards. Like let's keep it a buck.
Hey man,
He-Man is magically that strong. And I think that was one of the things that made it work so well Okay, yeah, with that. So Adam being corny, that makes sense. Um, I think that's one of the things that made the animated show work so well was we got to see this. I won't say scrawny kid, but in comparison to what he became as He-Man, it was night and day.
Right.
It was literally Shazam. You know what I'm saying? Where he was like 16-year-old kid, Billy Batson size kid. You know what I'm saying? He pulls the sword out. I mean, first time they showed it, he had trouble lifting the sword because the thing looked heavy. Um, so he pulls the sword. I have the power, and then he turns into this humongous mountain of a man. That's He-Man. And so it's like when you have that kind of difference in scale, the expectation is a little out there. Having said that, Dolph Lundgren's just really tall guy. He was in great shape in comparison, but he wasn't just like muscles on muscles on muscles on muscles. He was just like very defined, very well cut. Like he was the big Russian dude from Rocky IV. Like he was
right. I was gonna say he's pretty buff though, because he was a heavyweight, wasn't he?
Like he was. No, don't get me wrong. He's like really tall too.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have all of that muscle on that really tall figure, he was a big guy. He was a big He-Man.
Yeah.
I had no issue with that.
I think they also just found ways to they ain't find new muscles, but they found new ways to bring certain muscles out now. Because you got Kumail Nanjiani looking crazy. It's like, oh, the workouts have
the Marvel glow up though.
Yeah, the Marvel glow up is a little different. But see, that's also something that was a little different because, like, in the 80s and early 90s, you was big on screen. You was big. Like, Stallone was big for a long time. I mean, dude is still big. Like, don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? But like coming up in those 80s action movies, everybody was, look, they might have been on the juice. They might have been on whatever. Maybe they was getting shots. I don't know. But between Stallone and Schwarzenegger, and you look at a young Jean-Claude, look at anybody from the Expendables. All them motherfuckers was huge back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Dolph Lundgren had his own line of action movies for a long time because that dude was big and muscular. And Stallone always had a reason to be showing off them arms. You know what I'm saying? Like folks used to just be big. Then for a nice little period of time, you had the Everyman, you had the Diehards, and that was where Bruce Willis thrived. You know what I'm saying? Bruce Willis is not a short person. Do not confuse that. Bruce Willis is like 6'2", 6'3". He tall, but he kind of had that everyman physique, and it was like, okay, cool. Anybody can be the action hero kind of thing, but you still had like definitive action heroes, And then we got to like Keanu Reeves, who is not ripped and cut up and do now for his age. He's in great shape to be doing everything he does in these John Wick movies.
But yeah, he wasn't like ripped in like Point Break speed.
Right.
He was just like, yeah.
He was just like
a guy.
Just get the job done.
Right. Like he was in the kind of shape you would expect somebody like that to be in. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe he runs sometimes. Maybe he goes to the gym twice a week kind of thing. But he wasn't on like I'm trying to get big workout. For a very long time, action heroes were regular people. And The Matrix did that. Because when The Matrix came out, it became possible for everybody to know Kung Fu. That became the norm. You had Matt Damon as Jason Bourne. Jeremy Renner came in as Jason Bourne. You know what I'm saying? It kind of like, it started kind of leveling out and getting normal. You would have a sprinkling in here and there. Vin Diesel is Riddick. But even that Vin Diesel was not like just so huge. He get big like that till Fast and Furious,
Yeah.
And then you come around, Chris Evans pops up in Captain America, First Avenger. and this dude is jacked. Chris
Yeah, and
Hemsworth
it's a
showed up
wrap.
as Thor, and this dude
Super
is
jacked.
jacked. And every time we saw Thor after that, he looked bigger. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. And so now you have a role like He-Man, bro. You gotta do it. But then you have people like Zachary Levi when he did Shazam, and it's like, oh, that's a
His
muscle.
padded suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's
Like
very
we're not gonna
obviously
notice.
like it's very obviously a muscle suit. Like you tall, you big guy.
Like the muscle's not moving when you move.
Yeah.
Like you turn your head and the muscle's still facing this way.
But
And the only thing that made it not be extra laughable was at the end of the movie when everybody had powers and it was all big
In
like
muscle
that.
suits, yeah.
And so then it was like, okay. Plus, again, that was magic. So I can always overlook magic strength.
And plus, that probably should have been our first cue that he wasn't going to last in the spotlight, in the industry, whatever.
Yeah. He had stuck around for a little bit because he had, before that he had Chuck. But the movies, they just wasn't. They was all right, but they wasn't great. Like they was all right, but they wasn't great. And so that didn't help him at all. So I'm looking at this guy and I'm like, he looked big enough for the scene. I think he'll be okay because
I think he looks fine. He's he's kind of a svelte, muscular.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like huge muscular like Thor, but I think he looks fine.
I think he looked bigger than everybody else.
Well, yeah,
yeah,
he looked bigger than everybody else that was on screen.
And I'm actually looking forward to that one too, even though I wasn't like He-Man. That wasn't my property when it was out. I didn't really watch the cartoon. I knew who he was though. I know by the power of Greyskull and all that stuff. But it still looks like an entertaining movie.
Let's see, see, that's weird. That says he's only 6 feet tall.
Who? The He-Man guy?
Yeah. Nicholas Galitzine.
But that's tall for an actor.
Yes, it is.
That's like that's way above average for an actor.
That name sounds familiar. The last name, Nicholas.
Like Tom Cruise is like 5'4".
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even Vin Diesel, I think, is only like somewhere between like 5'7", 5'9". He's not tall.
But see, the funny thing is, like, Idris Elba's in this movie, and he's 6'2".
And looking at Idris Elba in his other stuff, I would think that he was taller than that.
Yeah.
I would think that Idris Elba was like at least like 6'4".
Yeah.
But you can shoot, but they, thanks to Tom Cruise, they found ways to shoot around that.
True.
Because I remember it being like a huge revelation when everybody realized just how short he was. And you've never felt like he was so much smaller than everybody on the screen. Except maybe like when he was fighting Henry Cavill. Yeah, he'll stand on the apple box. They shoot stuff from the low angle. They have people standing across the room, all kinds of stuff. So him being 6 feet and Idris Elba being 6'2", it's like Idris take a couple steps back, take a couple steps to the left. We're gonna shoot this.
Lean
down.
over.
Yeah,
like every time he talk, he can be sitting like this. He can be just like this every time they talk.
Right.
Then Nicholas will be standing up straight.
Or they gonna put homeboy on that. They gonna put homeboy on the back on the apple box.
Yeah,
like they be standing on top of stuff all the time. So I think I didn't see anything in terms of the dude's physique in the trailer that made me feel like, oh boy, we're in trouble. Like I think what I saw was interesting enough, and it's a Netflix movie, so I ain't gotta go out and spend no bread to see it anyway. I'm gonna be watching it from the comfort of my own home. So how much complaining am I really about to do?
Is it a Netflix movie? I thought it was a movie.
No, it's on Netflix.
Okay.
It's been in work. It's been in works for a long time. At first, what's the name? Noah Centineo, or however you say it, homeboy from To All the Boys. He was supposed to be playing He-Man.
Really?
Yeah,
That's interesting.
it was a while ago.
Yeah, that Hollywood magic. Alan. Let's see. Yeah, it's so they got Roboto, Sorceress, Evelyn, Skeletor, Duncan, Man at Arms, Tila. You know what? And this is just because it has to be said, it has to be pointed out. I think they did a good job having Jared Leto completely covered up as Skeletor.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I think people may actually forget that the Skeletor is Jared Leto. And if it helps the movie, then I'm all for like not reminding anyone else after this.
Yeah. I think people forgetting will help the movie.
Let's see. Live action messaging. Nope. You know what? It has moved from Netflix. It is now scheduled for theatrical release June 5th, 2026.
I thought so.
Oh, okay. My bad. I was wrong.
No, you were right.
Originally the project was Netflix.
Yeah.
Kyle Allen was going to be the person playing He-Man at that time, I suppose. Let's see what we can find on Mr. Kyle Allen.
I don't know why his name sounds familiar because I'm looking at his filmography and I have never seen anything else he's been in.
Yeah. I when I looked him up originally, I was like, who? Okay.
Right.
Not gonna hate, don't know who he is, but hey, sounds good.
He kind of favors the Skarsgårds.
He does. He does look like he looks a lot like Bill on this little thumbnail here.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a cousin or something.
They got one shot. He's got dark hair. He looks like Bill. And then there's another one where he's blonde. So he looks like, is it Alexander?
Yeah. So that one's looking good. I'm happy, a little excited about it. There was another trailer as I was just going through trailers. I came across this one video that had like 10 trailers on it, so I just watched them all. Let's hope let's hope that the actor almost slipped. Let's hope that the actor who is playing Skeletor doesn't try to do a voice for Skeletor.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a train wreck.
And I'm like, it's just oof. There's so much material for that to go left.
Oh Lord.
Okay. Well, fingers crossed that they don't do a voice there. I watched a trailer for Spider Noir, which is the
Nicolas Cage. Yeah.
And let me tell you something. I haven't looked into the credits yet, but I feel very confident that Nicolas Cage is executive producing Spider Noir. Because the trailer for Spider Noir is the most Nicolas Cage thing I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost to the point where I'm like, am I going to watch this? I'm like, wait a minute. What?
I'm definitely going to watch it. See, this is the kind of thing that I like.
Episode.
See, this is the thing I like because I really like when comic book stuff treats the live action stuff like a comic book and letting stuff have different styles and different tones. And it's like, if it's Spider Noir, it's got to be campy
Right.
and and noir, and it's got
Like
to like
old
lean into that.
fashioned.
Like, you can't be noir like, hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? It's like, nah, man, this ain't noir. Like, even like, I'll say this: one, some of my favorite sitcom episodes are the ones where they do the weird flashback and it's like a noir, like detective
Yeah.
story,
Like a
and it's
Maltese Falcon kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah. And I don't know. I always liked that as a
Look at
kid.
here.
I
So
didn't know what it
like
was, but now I know what it
honestly,
is as an
it always
adult.
reminded me of the Looney Tunes cartoons. Like those cartoons, like it was always Bugsy and Muggsy and like those kind of cartoon characters and that
Yeah.
era, and when you go back Who Framed Roger Rabbit, it had that same
Yeah.
detective, like you have to go and find the private investigator to
Mm-hmm.
do the like cops
Like Who
don't exist
Framed
or whatever,
Roger Rabbit type stuff like that. I
you
feel
know, and
like
it's
I feel like this is what I'll say, because this is a Sony property, right? I think it is, just
this one.
because.
It's from the same production team for Into the Spider Verse.
So, what I like about this really is Sony deciding, you know what, we're gonna stop trying to be MCU Junior. We ain't doing it like they do it. Like,
Hmm.
the Venoms ain't venoming. Madam Web, whatever her name was, that ain't do what it was supposed to do.
None of them really did what they were supposed to do.
Craven ain't hit. So let's just be weird. Let's look at what did work for us.
Yeah.
Spider Verse. People want to see different versions of the Spider characters, and they want to see different versions of the Spider characters that have a tonal shift as well. Because I think
Hmm.
that was the thing that everybody really liked about kind of the Spider Verse movies. Well, it was one of my favorite things about the Spider Verse movies, that the tone, the animation style
Hmm.
shifted with each universe to fit into the storytelling style of each spider.
Right.
So if you're going to do a live action version of that, lean into that, because that's what you found, that's gold. You doing Venom and it trying to feel like you trying to like trick us to think like, hey, Tom Holland might show up any minute. Like, Tom Holland is not showing up. Like, we not waiting for Tom Holland to show up in this movie. So you
Tom
wasting
Holland
your
was on
time,
TV. That don't count.
right? You trying to waste your time. You wasting your time and your energy, and you ignoring something that you created and that you have in your pocket that really captivated your audience and will work for you. And if this is successful, I'd love to see a Bollywood Spider-Man, like the one they when they saved the dad in the second
Yep.
one. I'd
Right.
love to see a Punk Rock. I know they're doing a Spider Punk cartoon movie, but
Hmm.
some of the stuff I would love to see, like a live action
I
type
would I
adaptation.
would
Right.
absolutely be down for anything. We need a lot more Hobie. Need a lot more Spider Punk out there.
I agree.
And
I
I'm
guess if we get more Spider Woman, though, she can't still be pregnant. But
not
you
the
know,
whole time. Like, at
No,
some
she gotta
point
have
she
that.
gotta have that baby.
I mean, she could be pregnant again. Because
I'm
at
not
this point,
saying
it's been what, like 4 or 5 years?
right. Like I said, at some point she gotta have a baby. Like
Right.
the next time we see her, she could still be pregnant because technically not much time would have passed since the last time we saw her. So I'm okay with that. But at some point we gotta have that baby. That's all I'm saying. And because if we got Peter B, and like his child is now here, and he got his little girl, and
Hmm.
she's like super cute with the little hat and everything. Okay, cool. So the precedence is there. Then you
Yeah.
could do a little spinoff and have spider babies, and they had their own little missions, and that'd be fun. Um, but yeah, like I am all for exploring each of those universes. Um, I would like to see Penny and her anime robotic futuristic spider robot, and see what she had, like running that story by itself. Everybody who was in all of the multiverse and whatnot, cool. Or excuse me, in the Spider Verse, cool.
Mm-hmm.
We can examine each of those main characters, and when you go across the Spider Verse, they literally brought every Spider Man in. We don't have time to go through all of them,
Every kind
so
of spider thing, person.
right. So we don't have to go through all of them. We just stick with the main ones from Into the Spider Verse, knock out those characters, and having Nicolas Cage as the Spider Noir character. He's Ben Riley there. And then we go back. I plan on watching it in black and white because I feel like to do it justice, it needs to
Yeah.
be in the black and white for that to fit the theme and the context and whatnot. I think it'll add to it. But just watching the trailer is like, that's not Ben Riley. That's Nick Cage. And that's the part I'm going to have to work on getting around. I have to see enough in character as Ben Riley for it to be Ben Riley having his crash out and not just Nick Cage being Nick Cage.
Being Nick Cage, right? He is
right, you know what I'm saying? But it's like I've already seen a couple of the moments. We've got what's the movie? I think it's called Kiss of the Spider Woman or something. Where
Vampire's Kiss.
Vampire's Kiss. Kiss Spider Woman. I think that was Jim Carrey's movie there. But yeah, Vampire's Kiss. I already see some of that in the Office trailer and whatnot.
That was actually a really good movie, but it was 100% Nicolas Cage being Nicolas Cage.
And because of like what was happening to that character, it made sense in context of that movie.
Right.
A lot of people are familiar with that. Of course, now digital age, they've seen a couple little clips and scenes, and of course it's a meme. So that part of it is what people know, but not a lot of people have actually like watched that movie to have context for everything that's happening.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's Nick Cage doing all the Nick Cage Easter eggs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's definitely a cult classic.
Already. And I think that's what's happening with Spider Noir. I think this is going to be cult status day one because it's all Nick Cage. And that reminds me, I have to make it a point to tell Denisha she has to watch this because I know how much she loves Nicolas Cage. Complete love-hate relationship with Nick Cage. But that was my honorable mention. I did want to bring that one up just because when I saw the trailer for that, I was like, is this real? Wow. Okay. Nick Cage is in. So I'm like, okay, so we got Gone in 60 Seconds. We got Vampire's Kiss. I've seen National Treasure. Like, it's going to, every episode, I'm going to watch for him doing him from another movie. I think that's going to be the drinking game for Spider Noir.
Wasn't he Ghost Rider?
He was also Ghost Rider. I saw an interview with him recently. I don't know how long ago this interview was, but it just started kind of making the rounds again since he's doing this Spider Noir. Mm-hmm. And somebody was saying like something to the effect of like, when was he going to get in an MCU movie? The MCU needed to get to him. And he was like, oh, yeah. Oh, the MCU. Oh, yeah. I need to get in. I don't need to be in an MCU movie. I'm Nick Cage. Like, that is so, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah. Bro, I don't think they have a character you could be. Because we already have a Deadpool, and I think that's about the only person
he would have to be like in Wonder Man when Josh Gad was himself. He would have to be Nicolas Cage in some.
What's the one he did with Pedro Pascal? The Unbearable Weight of whatever.
Being, was it be or something? I don't know.
Yeah. So I mean, like that's again Nick Cage being Nick Cage. When you get to be a movie playing yourself, what kind of a character do you have to be where you can play yourself and that be the character?
Right. I mean, but he's there.
He's there. It's just right there for the taking. Absolutely. And yeah, I am gonna check out Spider Noir. I am very interested in it.
Me
I
too.
think it's still a fantastic story to be told, and I'm curious to see what Nick Cage does with this character because it does seem like it will be maybe right after the spider bite that gives him the powers was when he does that first bit of crash out, and then as he adjusts into becoming this character, he will kind of level out. And if that's the case, then it actually makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like all of them had to go through that change, so I'm with it. Well, that's it for me. Jeff, you got any other trailers? Anything else you want to add or throw in before we head out?
We might have already talked about it, but Avatar season 2, that trailer dropped a little while ago. Looks great.
Oh yeah.
Toph's powers look just like how they did on the show.
I haven't seen that one.
Really good.
Check out that one
yeah.
and check out the One Piece season 2.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not interested.
And just like I always say, M. Night Shyamalan, keep your ass away from anything that has to do with Avatar, because it's on site for you for the rest of life. For the rest
As far
of
as I'm concerned, M. Night Shyamalan needs to keep his ass away from
everything,
recording devices, film, anything, or it's on site with me.
Oof. Piss some people off. Yeah, he definitely did not establish enough goodwill over the years to be out the hot seat. And I think Robot Chicken kind of summed it up the best. Like every time his name is brought up, the only thing that comes to mind is what a twist. That's the extent of it. Like you did it one time and it was good.
A twist that he could have damn kept.
And after that, it's first of all, we know it's coming, so it's not really a twist.
I'll give him, because didn't he do what's the he was dead all along movie?
Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense. Yes, he did that one, right?
That's that's the one that he gets credit for. That's the one
I will give him. After that, it was all downhill.
See, and I'll go as far as giving him.
I'll give him Unbreakable.
I was about to say I'll give
that's
him Unbreakable, Glass, and the last one with James McAvoy.
I didn't see Glass because that came out after Avatar, and I had already
I did see it, but it was weird.
To hate.
Unbreakable wasn't as weird as Glass, because Glass was the one with Samuel L. Jackson, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was real weird. I'll give him Unbreakable. So maybe it might be the Bruce Willis effect that counteracts his foolishness.
That's potentially true.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That trilogy, like those movies that kind of work together, like David Dunn, the character Bruce Willis was playing.
Yeah,
that's kind of like he's the main. Everything.
Yeah, I get the trilogy concept, but to me, it got weirder and weirder after Unbreakable.
He tried to set up his own little Marvel universe. You're not slick, M. Night. You're not getting back in here, bro.
Hey, Hubby, thanks for being out here, man. We appreciate it. And be sure before you go, just real quick, if you haven't done it already, click that QR code. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, share the content with all your friends. Let them know where they can find us, and we would appreciate it. Thanks so much. Split is the one that I liked. Unbreakable. I really liked Unbreakable. I'm with you. Glass, that was a little weird. Split was the other one that was kind of like, I think we were 3/4 into the movie when I realized, like, oh shit, that's okay. Wait a minute.
And see,
Wait
I
a
haven't
minute.
even seen that one because I'm just scared it might mess with my head.
No. See, because like Glass, you know the meme where you see somebody drawing the horse and the horse starts off like good art, and then the second horse is like improved, and then the third it looks like a stick figure kindergarten drew it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I feel happened because Unbreakable was really good. Split, in my opinion, was better than Unbreakable, but credit to James McAvoy playing 10 different people on
Right.
screen.
Mm-hmm.
That's what made that one better. Not that the movie, the storytelling, none of that shit, but the actual like James on screen. He killed that. Did an amazing job because each one of them characters was a different person, and you could see they were a different person.
Mm-hmm.
When we get around the Glass, and the three of them is in the place, and he's sitting there the whole time. What? And then he's like, "Oh no, this is the ultimate plan." And I like, bro, stop monologuing. What is? It literally went from being a great story to someone trying to make a comic book movie that doesn't read comic books. Like dead ass. It was somebody trying to do a comic book movie.
And it was supposed to be. He stood at a comic book spinner and just looked at all the covers and be like, "I got it." He ain't opened no comic books.
He tried to be extra meta by using comics in the dialogue and having Samuel L. Jackson explain the main difference. Well, this is where the villain does this, and this is where the hero and the villain. Shut up! No, that's not okay. You know what?
So it was M. Night Shyamalan doing Taika Waititi.
What a twist! That's what he thought he was going to come back and just like catch everybody off guard, bro. We already know your formula. Okay,
right?
You're gonna tell this whole movie, and then at the last minute, you're gonna do something, and that's gonna be the big twist that.
And it's going to piss us off.
Right.
Because it was dumb.
That's the thing. Primarily, it's going to piss us off. But it's not going to be the twist you think it's going to be because it's not going to be a twist. It's just going to be a bad decision that was made. But we're not going to give him any more time, energy, and effort. We gave him 6 Sense, and we're going to give him, universally, we'll give him Unbreakable and the 6th Sense. Other than that, shut up. Like you said, it's on site with you, M. Night. But hey, folks, we appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. We get to talk about some movies, some trailers, some TV shows, things that are coming up, things we're excited to see, and hope that you are as well. Be sure to leave in the comments which one you were most interested in. Are you looking forward to Scary Movie? Is the Lanterns going to be your jam? Mortal Kombat 2. How do you feel about Street Fighter? Which of the two is more interesting to you? Are you with Jeff and you really got questions about Street Fighter, or can we all agree that Mortal Kombat is probably just going to come out with a flawless victory? See how I did that? That was nice, wasn't it? Also, don't forget Mandalorian and Grogu should have been a TV show, but it's a movie coming out, so let us know what you think about that. Masters of the Universe. Let's see how that goes. And bonus, Spider Noir, Nick Cage doing Nick Cage with spider powers. We're going to check it out. We will probably have reviews on all of those when their respective movies come out and get released. So be sure to like, subscribe, follow us. You can click the QR code right there above Jeff. That's where you can follow us. So when we get ready to come back and do all our reviews, you can be a part of it with us. We thank you for joining us tonight. We will get with you the next time. For Jeffrey, Teresa, I'm Elder Geek Sam, and we are out of here. Peace.